Welcome. Over the Top Podcast. It's your boy H. Over the Top Podcast Sports Edition. Excuse me. It's your boy HD. I'm here with the guys at the crew. On the other side, we got Bell. How you doing, Bell?
What's happening?
What's going on your way?
Man, everything is lovely.
Good. We also got G back at the house to play. Make what's going on, sir?
Not much, man. Doing it and doing it well.
Doing it well. We also got my boy Q on the other end. What's up, Q?
Uh, I don't know what's going on down here in Sumter, but the Zaxby's ain't been open in weeks. The McDonald's always got a line wrapped around the corner. I had to drive 50 minutes to find a food place with no line.
Well, you having a hard time in school, but you enjoying it.
Enjoying's a strong word.
No problem.
Hey, man, that's opportunity. Go to the grocery store, get you some bread, some lunch meat, and make a killing.
If I was allowed to have a refrigerator in here, sure.
All right, whatever. Let's get moving. Over the Top Podcast. Talking about a little sports edition. Hey, the NBA finals tight. NBA races tighten up. NBA races tighten up. Who making a run? Is the Lakers gonna be in or out, Bell?
Hey, they're gonna be the most dangerous six. They're probably gonna squeeze the eight, so they're probably gonna be the most dangerous 8 seed ever.
We 7 seed right now.
7 right now.
Yeah.
You sitting. So Lakers sitting at 7, Warriors at 6, Clippers, Suns, Kings.
The scary part is this: if going in at 7, that means that's Memphis, right?
Yeah.
It's a little history there. LeBron don't forget about history. And if LeBron goes to that mindset that he had, I love that mindset he had in Boston that year, and he basically just like killed Boston. And if he carried that throughout the playoffs, everybody better beware.
So, Bear, I owe you an apology because last time we had the show, you said the Lakers was your pick. I kind of had a good chuckle over it. But since then, AD has been playing superb. LeBron came back. He played good. Now, one thing I did notice, AD played his first back-to-back last night, and they lost. So I don't know his conditioning, if he can be dominant. But I do have to apologize for laughing at your pick because you saw something I didn't see.
Oh, well, I'll take that. I just feel like this at this point, AD knows that it's his future in LA and his legacy is really at stake. If you ask me,
his legacy
is calling them out.
His legacy? You saying legacy at stake?
Yeah,
that's a great observation. Come
on, man. Okay, let me ask you this: he got that one ring in the bubble. Even if you accept that, do you believe? And I know these standards are kind of low now, but do you believe AD is a Hall of Famer?
He don't have. I wish they had a skills Hall of Fame. If we had a skills Hall of Fame, it'd be a different conversation. No,
that would be the Naismith Hall of Fame, and he is getting in that because that Kentucky run he had. That 1 year in Kentucky.
Do I think he get in? I don't know. I think it's shaky. I think he won them. I think he won the best skilled big man in the league. But I don't understand the mentality.
Let me see what all he's done.
I don't understand the mentality of some of these players, man. I mean, he has it. Kawhi Leonard has it. Them guys, man. I don't think they care about where they land in history. I don't think they care about chasing the numbers.
Let me see. Here's stats.
I agree with that, Hank.
8-time All-Star,
I don't think it matters.
3-time block champion, 4-time All-NBA, 2023 All-Rookie Team, 2016 All-Star MVP, 4-time All-Defense, and the NBA 75 75th anniversary team.
Listen, that's
I mean,
go ahead, Gary.
I think if you can't be top 75 and not get in the Hall of Fame.
Well, yeah, you can. Yeah, you
The
can.
top
Yeah, you
75
can.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
you
listen.
can. Yeah, you can. I don't think you can get in the top 50. Now, don't get me wrong. The first time they did that, and they were like 10, they were years ago when they first came up with the top 50. Now the top 50, I thought they took their time and went through that thing
Did
with a
they get it
fine
right
tooth
though?
comb.
The top
And
50,
they got it right.
They got the top 50 right.
They got it
Because
right.
they definitely missed the top 75. Whenever you leave Alonzo Mourning,
Right.
Gary Payton, when you leaving those type players out, and you add James Harden,
James Harden.
I don't know how people feel about Dwight Howard, but I remember when that came out and Dad said Dame Lillard definitely doesn't be in there over Dwight Howard, and I said no, Dame does not. If you swap,
you don't think Dame more
me and Dad
valuable
argument
than
about
Howard?
Damian Lillard being a top 75, but Dwight Howard wasn't.
How do you put Dwight Howard in? I mean, look at that. Look
Over Damian Lillard, yes.
Dwight Howard had a good run in Orlando. He had the rest of the time.
So do we want to go over Dwight's stats now? Do you want to go over Dwight's 8-time All-Star, 5-time lead league in rebounds, 2 times led the league in blocks. He's an NBA champion, 8-time All-NBA, Rookie of the Year, 5-time All-Defense, not 1, not 2, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year.
You can't count that championship. He came off the bench for that championship, didn't he?
I mean, that was his second stint with LA. The first time with LA, Kobe ran him out of there, didn't he?
Dwight Howard's the reason. Hold on, Dad. Dwight Howard is the reason people think Jokic is soft.
Well, yeah, and now I agree. Now he did point Jokic, but hell, now what I'm saying is the first time in Lakerville, Kobe ran him out because he got bad work ethic. The second time he was on the bench.
Here's my thing, and I'm going to make a statement that a lot of people, and I know a lot of people not going to agree with, but I just don't agree with old boy being retired, his jersey being retired, and that's Paul Gasol. If the Lakers going to take the time to retire Paul Gasol's jersey, then in my sole opinion, then they need to retire Dwight Howard.
I agree. Maybe not Dwight. But you made it.
Dwight Howard did not do more in LA than Paul Gasol did.
They did about the same. To me, what they did
Paul brought 2 championships to that city and was a much more integral piece to those championships than Dwight Howard.
Paul brought him, or was he an asset?
He was a number 2 option on a championship team.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. Okay. When you look at especially the Lakers and Boston, and you're thinking about retired jerseys, like look at Boston. They take that so serious, and to me, the only reason why KG got the retired situation is because of his situation in Minnesota. So Boston was like, okay, y'all want to act a butt in Minnesota, then we're gonna honor the man. So I get it, but it's almost like it's almost hard to have a retired jersey in Boston, and we gotta admit that. And in LA, when you look at the people that's on the wall in LA, starting with Kareem, Elgin, West, all those names, to me, in my opinion, Gasol just does not fit. He didn't do the body of work that the rest of those guys did.
Okay,
so you didn't say it, and I'll counter this. Paul Gasol has a better reason for his jersey to be retired in a city than Kevin Garnett does in Boston.
Oh my God! Speak on them stats. I'm curious. I'm curious on that one. I want you to kind of give me some.
One helped the city bring 2 championships. One helped to bring 1. One was more effective for the cities. in that city. One had one good run, and then complains about, we forced LeBron to run to Miami. No, LeBron kept beating y'all, and then LeBron got tired of having to carry a sorry team to run against Boston. Said, "Fine, I'm gonna match fire with fire." Since Kevin Garnett originally joined the super team. That was the original super team before Miami super team. Kept losing to LeBron. Then got traded in one of the most lopsided trades ever to Brooklyn. So how long was KG even there? Like 3-4 years?
What KG? He got a lot of years in Minnesota, but respond to him back. Like you got to
if he retired jersey Minnesota, you got it. And Boston.
I guess I have to remind the young fella that Gasol, he has two, but KG walked into a situation where they won the very first year being together. They actually won. It wasn't about him being second fiddle. He brought the whole culture.
I didn't even say he was second fiddle.
But I'm saying he brought the whole culture. Without KG, Boston wins nothing.
Well, I do think you got to take in consideration.
Kobe needed help from Paul Gasol to win. So Paul Gasol was still a key piece.
I think you got to take in consideration a number of years Kevin Garnett was at Boston. I think you do got to take that into consideration
right now.
I think he was there like 4 or 5. It wasn't no more than 5.
6 years.
Oh, he was there 6 years?
Yeah.
So it's granted.
I don't remember them having a good run for 6 years.
He was.
I remember a couple of good runs.
I said it before. I said it again. I only remember one.
He made the comment about KG and constantly being beat by LeBron. If I'm not mistaken, the last time they beat Bron, he took his jersey out before he got to the court, and that was the team with Shaq. LeBron had to go get help. He had to go get help.
Wait. Shaq?
Shaq in what? 2000.
We talking about Cleveland Cavaliers Shaq?
This is the one thing I would tell anybody about LeBron James' career. He has done more with less than I've ever seen anybody else do. He has done more with less. But my thing is, he needed Wade and Bosh. Without Wade and Bosh, he needed those guys.
A good player needs help. That is not anything new. Do I need to reiterate my scathing take of saying if Jordan didn't have Pippen, Jordan would have 0?
What is the last?
Everybody say that. I will argue that.
Or if you need to bring it, if I need to bring it back a little bit, if Jordan didn't have Pippen and Rodman, Jordan have 3.
What do you say, Gary?
I'm just trying to think of the less LeBron had. LeBron had Wade, he had Bosh, he had Kyrie, he had Kevin Love. He had some talent with him.
Well, I'm talking about the years before. When you think about the very first time he went to the finals, he had that Cleveland team against San Antonio. That was probably the biggest joke.
But can I ask you a question? Can I ask you guys a question with LeBron's run? Now, I'm not taking enough from LeBron. I don't want to take enough from his runs. I mean, but he went to the finals 10 times. But how strong was the East at that time? We were complaining how weak the schedule was in the East during the time he made those runs. They weren't really no elite, a lot of elite teams coming out the East.
Counterpoint. The East was good. The problem was LeBron was in the East.
Who?
Counterpoint. The East was probably good. The problem was LeBron was in the East, and LeBron ran through the East because he's LeBron James.
Well, no. I can see that. But I'm gonna push that differently because the West was loaded during that time.
LeBron James.
Yeah, but the West was
what?
loaded during that time. You had Golden State that was loaded. I think during that wasn't Houston raising hell during that time? San
They
Antonio
Golden State was loaded for 5 years. Houston
who
was
was
loaded for
loaded in the
3
East
years.
when LeBron was first at Cleveland, outside of Cleveland?
So again, let me see.
What you was saying?
Wait, when he was in Cleveland or in Miami?
No,
Was
the
it Cleveland or
first
Miami? Because
years
those are
in
different.
Cleveland.
I can't remember all the way back to those Cleveland days. I believe, let me see, that was well, first, Boston, so I'm looking right at him. I gotta go back and look at
You don't think so? Am I on the limb by myself? Am I by myself? I'm thinking now.
I'm about to say something. I'm about to.
The Nets were done
My
already.
true
You
opinion
had
about the whole East thing.
you had Dwight Howard in Orlando, because Dwight Howard in Orlando beat LeBron in the playoffs.
The East,
Awesome.
for some reason, has been less than the West for a while. It's always been like they've been behind, and I'm talking about even if you go back to the '80s, even
Right.
the '90s, it's like the East has always been behind the West.
Right.
Chicago kept in the '90s. Chicago kept the East relevant and whatnot because the West was so strong. It has always been like that. But I wanted to say this about the LeBron, Bosh, and Wade thing. To me, and I said this the day they came out, and they was talking about not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. You know, they just kept going on and on. To me, that whole project was a bust.
Because they only won 2
out of it.
They only won 2.
So this question: How many did Kevin Garnett say he was going to win in Boston?
I've never heard him say he was going to win any.
I'm trying to
no. I think because I still have to screen because when I look up, I look at Kevin Garnett.
Well, what I want you to do before you talk about Kevin Garnett again, go back and look at the footage. Because I think Kevin Garnett was a cross between, geez, what couldn't he do? He rebound, he played defense, he scores in the paint. He was Draymond Green before there was a Draymond Green.
Hey, look at this.
Was
he the passer Draymond Green was? Genuine question.
Was he a what?
Was he the passer Draymond Green was? The passer.
Oh,
the playmaker that Draymond Green is.
No, he wasn't a passer because he played his back against the rail.
Here's the thing. Everybody, we got to remember these guys came in as kids. So by the time Kev gave 12 years to Minnesota, so by the time he get to Boston, he's basically an older guy, and now he's dealing with guys that's younger. He's got a lot of miles on him. He's dealing with guys that's a lot younger. Mm-hmm. So everybody,
I agree,
from LeBron, Wade, Bosh, Durant, all those guys, their level, their mindset and their competitive edge and their respect of the game has surpassed KG. Their mindset is, man, you beneath us now. But in actuality, all of them, at some point, has to give that man his respect and whatnot.
Question.
Dude, you know, only because Tim fell into a great situation, and even working with Kev, I used to say, hey, bro, you got to get out. You got to get out of here. And he never wanted to leave Minnesota. You got to get out of here. He never wanted to leave.
That's about.
And when you look at Tim was in a best situation because he stuck with Pop. And Pop put him in that position. Reverse the roles, I think that's Kev also. You know, when people look and say,
that's my question.
Who's the better?
Because I'm looking at it, he didn't get the Boston till he was 31. If he leaves Minnesota, say 26, so 2002, right after the Lakers repeat, how many rings does he get if he leaves at 26?
I say he retired no less than 3.
Yeah. You because you don't need a system for you don't need a system for KG. You don't need he can fit in every system you run. He can do whatever he need to do. I mean, so then he bring a level of toughness and accountability to the locker room that these cats can't even imagine. Cats can't even imagine. So I mean, it's almost you can put him what he brings as far as the mental game. And we talk about we talk about Kobe, we talk about Michael. You play around KG you want to, and you loafing around. See when you get smacked upside the head. You play around.
Don't let those guys fool you. Even to Draymond Green, Draymond, he better know. If he don't know, dealing with KG, that's a whole nother beast. And you're dealing with older. You're dealing with a 35-year-old KG compared to you're talking about somebody that for the first 6 months of the league he did not start. But after 6 months, he was a starter from then to the end. So, nah.
Yeah, I remember that All-Star game with him. It was him, Kobe. What's your boy name?
Is that the one you see you can see the highlights? They're all in their own jerseys, and that sideline cam that they need to bring. First off, side note, NBA needs to bring back that sideline cam where it's around the sideline. It's going. I understand the risk with it because if there's a loose ball, you lose a knee on that thing. But it's 2023. Find a way to bring that camera angle back, that low camera angle.
Who was on that All-Star team? Who came in with Kevin? He went overseas.
I think that was them. I think Steve Nash was on that. Derek was there.
That was a pretty good squad. But yeah, do your research on KD. KD brought more to the table than what people thought he did.
You look at his draft class, man. He wound up being the best player in his draft class.
Yeah, he brought more to. Hey, we met him. So me and the Premier talked earlier, switching up because we've been on it for a while. They said Kevin Durant with the Suns is championship a bust. Is it a bust? We don't win a championship.
First, let me for context. Who said it?
Who said championship a bust?
Yeah,
the playmaker said. I'm gonna call him to the street. I mean, he don't want to speak. I call him to the street. I call his name out. He said if Kevin Durant and the Suns do not win a chip, it is a busted season.
Well, if you're gonna tell a story, you got to tell a story. You got to tell a complete story.
Well, I'm gonna finish it, but let's deal with this first. I'm gonna get on it.
Okay, go ahead and finish it then.
I'm gonna get on it. So first of all, is it win or bust?
No, because he got traded halfway through the season. They've played what, a total of 10 games together, and all of a sudden a championship or bust. If next year you got it, but this year
I think
they play like 10 games together.
Every time KD step on the floor, from here on out until he wins the championship, it is a bust. Because
7. They've played 7 games together.
Well, I'm not counting the games. I'm saying period. Even if he was still in Brooklyn, it's bust. And I'm gonna tell you why it's bust. Before America Eyes, you went and joined. You had the NBA champs down 3-1. However, about to win that series, and because you could not beat them, Draymond Green picks up the phone and say, "Come join us." Okay. And you're going to win 2 championships, which I feel like were just given. They were not earned. So until you go and you earn you a championship, it's bust for me.
I got to disagree with it. I mean, championships. How you get them?
No, Hank.
I mean, how you get them now? No. You still got to play the game.
I'm on Pop's side. Like 2 teams got to play. How about this? If people get on LeBron for losing those championships, then you have to give Kevin Durant for win because 2 teams had to play. You can't say, "Oh, LeBron should have won," and then say, "Well, KD didn't earn it." 2 things got to be right. 2 things can't be right here.
Well, the reason why I said it was championship or bust for KD and the Phoenix Suns is, one, the amount of assets they gave up to acquire KD. They gave away their future. So they're not in the rebuild. They're in the win now situation because they gave away all of their future their players, all the young talent. And then you got an aging Chris Paul. So if you're not going to do it with Chris Paul now, I don't know if Chris Paul is going to be part of that equation. So now you have less talent. So the window is getting smaller. And if they get bounced in the first round and they don't come out and do decently in the beginning of the next half of next season, the coach may be looking for a job.
Now, see, again, I'm gonna go get there again a little bit. So,
they get the
you said
first round.
no amount of money can develop team chemistry. You still got to gel with the team. I don't give a doggone how much money you put up against it. You still got to give the team time to gel. Chris Paul, like I said earlier, yeah, he's an asset, but they can win it without Chris Paul.
So let me put it in perspective for you. You go out to buy a car. You spend $50,000 on the car, and when you get home, it don't start. Are you upset?
Well, that's a machine. We talking about team chemistry. I mean, we already seen what happened when we seen what happened when you put two 40-point scores on the same team. You may not make the playoffs, Dallas.
It's different with Dallas.
To counter
the analogy. You still got a
analogy, like,
but I gotta go with the playmaker.
He brought up the car. The car is the fit and the coach. Team chemistry is like you done brought a stick shift and you can't drive stick. That's chemistry.
Well,
we say that you can take KD. You say we can take KD and put him in any system. So that's the fit.
Yeah.
That's the fit.
I agree.
Yes.
So
matter of fact, I'm gonna go a step further. I'm gonna say it, Nez. I said Kevin Durant is one of the top 3 most skilled players to play the game.
Ever?
No, that's not what you said.
Skilled player.
Ever.
Skills. Yeah. At 6'7" foot, you tell me where was his offensive weakness at on the opposite side of the floor? Name me one. He don't have a weakness.
I got two. I got 2.
Okay.
Right ankle and left ankle.
Also accurate.
Okay.
I got 2 too.
Okay. I mean, I don't think that's necessary. When he's a walking 30-point machine with no effort.
In order to be a dominant player, in my opinion, you have to dominate the game in more than just one category.
And he don't.
What's the second category?
Do we forget that finals when he took the cane and put that lock on him? Do we forget the finals where he accepted that challenge against LeBron James and put the lock on him?
Do we forget his career? What has he done defensively in his career?
Put the lock on when they played when Cleveland played.
I don't remember Durant playing.
Golden State. Kevin Durant took a personal challenge with LeBron James and put the lock on.
He did, but that was a 7-game series. We're talking about his career. How many times he put the locks on people throughout his career?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Well, I mean, he probably put that on his career. I'm talking about
okay, Quentin, you the stat man.
At 6'11",
how many
right now?
At 6'11", with his finals, and you are a basketball historian. Tell me who else had the same skill levels can do what Kevin Durant do on the basketball on the side of the floor.
Offensively, he can do a lot. Defensively, what does he do? On the boards, what does he do? Consistently.
He do what he need to do. He do what's required.
Here we go. Here we go. I got somebody for you. I don't mean no harm. I got somebody for you.
Where's my calculator?
If you're gonna bring up Kevin Durant and you're gonna say he top three skilled players, then I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go James Worthy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go James, and I'm gonna even boost you more. James played on both sides of the basketball. On both sides.
James Worthy?
Yes. Yes. James got it. Who got it? Larry Bird. James Worthy. Larry Bird was gonna give you 30 regardless. So don't look at this guy. He was giving you 30. But James
Is
At
it?
the time-
Durant does not play
So,
defense.
so
But he
real
can
quick,
if he need to.
first off, it's the 2016, 2017, the first time. LeBron averaged 35 in the finals in 5 games.
Okay. Huh?
And I got to do the math for this 4-game sweep that happened last time. Oh, I only got to say, if you remember correctly, they shouldn't have got swept. LeBron dropped 51 in that first game in the finals. And then 29, 33, 23.
What did Kevin have doing the final? What did KD have doing that final?
He had let me see here. He had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond
No, what
Green.
his stats? I ain't worried about who we have on the team. I'm worried about the stat line. You want to go over there and have on the team. I'm worried about the daggone stat line. What?
Yeah, yeah. That's the stat right there. The
Stat
splash brother, Draymond Green, and a superb bench. That's the stats.
So to you, Nez, I'm going to you play well with where did KD rate? Where did KD rate?
And what?
Talent, skill.
I put him outside the top 10 because, like I said, in order to be a dominant player, you gotta dominate in more than one aspect of the game. Offensively, he can do it all, but defensively, what can he do? I put my boy Tim Duncan way above the skill set.
Who do you put in the league today that's playing today?
In the league today?
Today.
So we talking about right now?
Right now.
Right now, as we speak.
Right now.
Okay, so you gotta give me a second to think. By the way,
I'm talking about skill players now, huh? And the reason
by the way, real quick,
what you say?
KD averaged 35.2 versus LeBron's 35.
How many years that man averaged 35 points?
You got me back. I'm looking at it right now.
I'm just saying.
How many times he's averaged 35?
Huh?
I put Tatum above KD right now.
Kevin Durant's highest points per game is 32.
We gonna see, you put Tatum above KD right now? Right now?
Right. Yeah. I say that firmly because Tatum gonna play defense.
I think you forget Kevin Durant. Defense is a skill.
You put Tatum above Kevin Durant, be frank. Basketball savant.
I would not put Tatum over anybody.
Huh?
I would not put Tatum over anybody.
Why?
Y'all gotta factor in right now.
Got you with the Duke. Got you went quick. Let's say quick.
No, I'm just clowning. I think Tatum is up and coming. I think now if you had to hand the league to somebody and somebody acting like they really wanted the league, then you have to hand it to Tatum. He act like he want the league. But I question his his leadership skills because you're gonna look and Tatum's gonna drop his 30. He's gonna have his 30, 35. But at the end of the day, and Brown's gonna come along and get his. But then everybody else, it's like they just tagging up track. They just making it along.
Well, wait a minute. Let me say this, and please help me with my memory. Last year during the playoffs, did Brooklyn get swept?
Oh
yes.
And who swept them?
Tatum.
Okay.
Well, I would love. But what was KD average? 30. That's a team sport.
But here's the thing.
Hold on a second. Before we just start.
Here's the thing with that. I would love to say, at some point, at some point, it does not matter to LeBron until it's conversation time if he's the face of the league, because it's almost like been there, done that. I've done that. So all that does not matter. So to me, KD has had the opportunity to step up and say, this is my league. But I feel like he falls short because he don't do the things that Tatum do. Heck, to be honest,
he don't
So wait, real quick.
He don't even do the things Giannis do.
Real quick. KD did not average 30. He averaged 26.
Okay. The thing, not the flaw with KD is that same mentality we have when we talk about we talk about Kawhi Leonard. When we talk about ADs, they don't have that. He don't have that passion. LeBron had that passion of being the greatest. LeBron said, "Out, no, my name gonna be on the top line." KD don't care if his name is on the top line. Now, he would care. He would care if you tweet him. If you tweet something stupid at him, now he'll jaw back. But he don't have to be the number one player in the league.
Because he more worried about what Charles Barkley or Shaq got to say.
Right. So he not even concentrating on being the number one player in the league. He not even concentrating.
I'll take AD over.
Huh?
I'll take AD over KD right now.
Okay.
Now see, Bell. This is a setup, Bell. This is a setup the playmaker trying to do. Cause you know how I feel about AD. I said AD outside of KD. AD is about the next one of the top best skilled players in the league for what he can do.
But you know my problem with AD?
He should be 30-20 every night. That what AD.
My problem with AD is he stay on his back too much with that darn crying face. Get your butt off your darn back. Get that crying face off your face. Let's go play basketball. Let's man up, man.
You know who did that? And he did that a couple of years ago. And that dude been beasting ever since. That Gerald Embiid. We used to clown Gerald. He'll flop on the floor and lay on the floor and cry and beg to the ref. When he decided to put your head down and play basketball, now you dominant.
If I had to hand the mantle, if I had a mantle and I had to hand it right now, I'll hand it to Joel Embiid.
Only if he ain't got no rings. I mean, right now, you got to hand to you. Almost got to give it to Gunners because, and I'm not a Gunners fan because I think he is athletically gifted. But I
think this
going to
take it serious and take it to heart. Now I think all of them will take it serious, but I think Joel will take that to heart to the place where it's like, bro, I'm gonna die for this. This is what I want. Give it to me. Just like
score
now.
Check. Score check real quick. Score check real quick. Joel Embiid and 76ers are now losing by 30 to the Miami Heat.
Oh yeah, because they played their heart out yesterday.
Yeah, I mean the back to back, and now so a lot of people say that the last games are pretty good, but I'm seeing a lot of I'm gonna rest some cats, so I'm not really giving it all now. I'm just trying to get into the playoffs.
They're not on the back to back. The Sixers are on the back to back. 76ers,
but they're giving that game away.
76ers are not on a back to back.
But this is what I talked about last week when we talked about the 76ers. When your starters they have no bench. And when you're doing a back-to-back or even playing, every other night, if you don't have a good bench to kind of pull you through some of those nights, you struggle.
They're gonna have a hard time during the playoffs, but I think Gerald playing with a chip on his shoulder, and he almost got Harden in shape playing with a chip on his shoulder. So we'll see how it shape out. I think one of the interesting first round matchups is Cleveland and the Knicks. Who you got?
Cleveland and who?
The New York.
The Knicks?
Knickerbockers.
That team in orange and that team in yellow and blue?
Hey, they still got an organization up there, I guess. So who you got?
Is Julius Randle on the Knicks?
Yeah.
Give me Cleveland.
What Julius Randle do to you, man? He was what Julius do to you, dog?
He was a what? Don't you bring up his Laker days because he was a nothing in LA. And again, we've seen this recently. We've seen this 2 years ago. The Knicks, they make a surge. They get hot during the play. They get hot by the time they get in the playoffs. They get a really good seed, and then they go up against it. They go against another good team, and that 6'8" power forward forgets how to play basketball.
Yeah, he do got something to prove. He did stay up the playoff round. Who you got, B?
Cleveland
Oh,
and the Knicks.
Cleveland, I think Cleveland and the Knicks gonna be the one won the top round.
Let me.
That's easy. I'm taking Cleveland.
I
So
think you're the only one who
Here's
was.
my thing.
I think
I
you're the
don't
only
understand
person-
what's going on in New York. And maybe I just hold on too long, but I really don't understand what's going on. Thibodeau, for the last couple of years, you've had old boy and you set him. I do not understand what goes on.
Cam Reddish.
Huh?
Cam Reddish.
No, I'm
Reddish.
talking about I'm talking about Rose. I just don't understand how you just sit him and whatnot.
Probably because you're a defensive liability. No, Thibodeau, you don't play defense. He don't want you on the floor.
Well,
That's probably that has the only reason they didn't play Cam Reddish, because Cam Reddish could give you 20 easily.
What you say, Gary?
I mean, Rose wasn't a spring chicken. I mean, when he played, but he was catching up in age and injuries, wasn't he?
Wait, Derrick Rose is on the
let's get rid of him.
Derrick Rose on the Knicks
Is he
now is not
playing
getting
now?
playing time.
Is he even in
I'm
the
gonna
league?
go with the Knicks. I want to see your
Derrick
boy
Rose on the New York bench
this series. Huh?
I was looking at Knicks roster. Derrick Rose is on the Knicks now, not getting playing time.
I'm going with the Knicks. I want to see Donovan Mitchell got to prove something to me in the East. I'm going with the Knicks.
What more he got to prove to you? What did he do to you?
Nothing. I'm just saying he got proved up to me in the East. We're gonna see what he's doing. We're gonna see what he's doing in the East. We're gonna see
He
what he's
doesn't
doing
like the
in the
man
East.
calling himself Spider. That's all.
Donovan Mitchell got to prove himself, but you think KD is top?
You think?
Wait. Say it. I'm sorry. You cut out. Say it again.
I can't even get it out.
Yeah. So you take Donovan Mitchell over KD
right now?
Do I take him over KD? Yeah.
Right now?
Wow. Okay. I got an opinion, I guess.
No, but here's the thing.
I don't know.
You can't take away from KD. You cannot take away. He's a 7-footer with guard-like skills. You cannot take it. I guess my problem is it depends on which KD is showing up for the day. That's what happens with me. Which one is showing up for the day? Am I gonna watch this game and I'm gonna see the killer? I'm gonna watch this game and just watch. Am I watching this game, looking at KD, wait till the ball get to him? And mind you, he holds the ball 7 to 8 seconds, a long time if you ask me, just to get a shot off. I mean,
well, you see, Shusha had a high percentage though, buddy.
I'm still gonna go with the rebounds and the defense until is dominating in other categories.
I mean, that's fine, but as long as you taking it out the net, so I mean, to the ball of the net when it hit. So,
but if he missed, who's gonna get the rebound?
Part of me for wanting the 26-year-old guard over the 34-year-old 7-footer with legs as bad as mine.
All right. I mean, okay.
Hey, well, your legs ain't bad compared to his.
Okay. So we're gonna lead the East. So we still, I think the Bucks still in command of the East. So coming out to the Celtics or the Bucks. Who you got? You still got the Bucks coming out the East, or it's still early? A little early to call.
Hey, they got Bucks beat the other night too. Yeah, I'm still ride with the Bucks.
All right. So we got the West. So if the Nuggets, so one to play the play in 10, you know how it works?
7 through 10.
7 through 10.
7 through 10 play each other.
Right, and whoever win that, the first seed play the 7th seed.
First seed play the 8th seed.
8th seed. Well, right now down there in the bottom half of the West, you got the Thunder, Timberwolves, Pelicans, and Lakers 7, Pelicans 8th, Timberwolves 9th, the Thunder 10th.
I'm looking at that bottom. Everybody, I'm looking at all these teams. Nuggets beat all these teams, but the Lakers may give them trouble if they play it right.
You think the Nuggets beat the Timberwolves, Pelicans, all of them?
The Pelicans, is Zion back yet? Zion will give him trouble, and it's Steven Adams on.
Here's the
No,
thing.
Steven.
I don't think
Yeah, Nuggets are all the teams.
the Nuggets, Memphis, bad.
The Kings? Are the Kings gonna stay there, or they gonna start
Nah.
out?
I think
cares?
they young, and they gotta play either Clippers or the Warriors in the first round.
Oh,
Both of
they
those gonna be
done.
tough for the Kings.
Yeah, they're gonna be
Or
done.
if the Lakers somehow sneak back in that sixth
Who's
spot.
number 4?
Fourth,
The
Suns.
Suns. The Suns.
5
Now,
is the
if
Clippers.
they get it going on, the league in trouble. If they mess around and get hot, you in trouble.
The Suns
You're
hot right now.
Who's number 6?
The Warriors.
Oh, then yeah.
So we got the Lakers 7, Warriors 6.
But,
And 8 is who?
8's the New Orleans. Do you blow that
Pelicans.
up, or you just trade Zion? What you think, Nick?
You still you just paid Zion, so it's going to be hard to blow it up. You just paid him.
Y'all they just made the dummy move.
you don't blow it up at all. Zion was the only one hurt this year. Brandon Ingram misses a lot of games. Jose Alvarado is going to be maybe out for the playoffs or the play-in if they even make it. They've had injuries all year. The fact
But
they've
they
been
that move with them. They were fighting in the play-in last year.
Yeah.
So
You
the
gotta
problem
do something different.
blow up the training staff because there's something in the water down in New Orleans that keeps hurting them players.
Well, I mean, you got to see that TJ McCullough down there. He can put up numbers, but you all stay healthy. Who do they talk about the elephant in the room. Who do Mark Cuban fire over the fiasco?
Who the what?
Who the Mark Cuban fire over the fiasco?
Himself.
I mean, you brought in Kyrie, and Kyrie putting in work, but it's not equating the W's. It's not equating the W's.
You don't fire.
He had a bad team to begin with.
You had Luka,
and you still got Luka. What else you got?
You don't fire anybody because Kyrie is gone at the end of the end of the season anyway. Kyrie was basically a rental that didn't work.
Where you gonna go, to LA?
Wherever you want to go. I personally want him on the Lakers.
Do you want to be?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Depends on how Lakers do in this playoffs. I wouldn't touch this roster. I'll go into the offseason with this, trusting that LeBron gonna show some veteran leadership and get those guys together. Because to be honest, guys, this is a dangerous team. It's a dangerous team. They can play. But But if they don't gel and they don't come together, it can all blow up in their face. Kyrie right now, Kyrie is on his Meta World piece, Ron Artest, Dennis Rodman. He on one of them free the world tours. he need a real life mental break here. Mental health break.
So I mean, do you want him in your locker room?
I just gave you the answer.
No, no.
Here's what organizations and fans need to understand. The best player does not mean the best fit. What has Russ? Everyone said when we got Russ, they said, "Oh yeah, Russ," and people.
I didn't. I remember me and Gary had a good laugh. So we saw him on the roster. We had a good laugh.
And then you had people like, and then you had this Well, you were in a smart class, because the smart class is saying, hey, let's not get the player who can't spread the floor. Let's get Buddy Hield. That didn't work out. We missed the playoffs again.
Still ain't got Buddy Hield, do you?
Nope, but we got D'Angelo Russell. We got a guard that can spread the floor. We got someone to get the ball in his hands. Now Austin Reeves can get some touches on. Now he's balling. We got a defensive player, because God, we need a defensive player. We got two different players. One starting at power forward in Jared Vanderbilt. One off the bench in Lonnie Walker. Malik Beasley. He's the guard that whenever they come to LA, they forget how to shoot. That's Malik Beasley. But if always look for the best fit, not the best player. The best players you end up with Dallas.
Who come out the West then, Quentin? I'm gonna go to you with this. Who coming out the West?
Let me go back and look. It really all depends on matchups. It's not as easy as the East, where Bucks and Celtics are clearly a better team. It all depends on matchup. If the Nuggets get favorable matchups, then it's the Nuggets. If Grizzlies get favorable matchup, it's the Grizzlies. And then it's Grizzlies versus Nuggets, and then flip a coin. If Kevin Durant decides to revert back, if Kevin Durant eats a sensu bean and gets two good legs back, then it's the Suns. If the Warriors get hot, it's the Warriors. The Clippers.
You're gonna name everybody on the East, the West. Can I get one? Who you got?
It's all about matchups.
Okay, who you got?
The West is wide open because it's about matchups. The West is all about matchups.
Okay, who you got, Des?
I like the Warriors. I think that the Suns got a good starting five, but I don't think they got the depth on their bench anymore. That's going to help them through the long journey of the playoffs. I think Denver is sneakily good. I think Denver is probably the second, but I'm going with Golden State, and I think Memphis is going to be looking in the mirror like what's happening.
How about you, B?
Wait, you're saying the number one team in the West is sneakily good?
Well, because I think even though they're the number one seed, people are not looking for them to win the championship.
I'm not looking for them to get the second round of playoffs.
That's because everyone hates that Caucasian guy from Serbia.
No, I didn't think they soft across the board, but go ahead, B. You know, you got to take it soft across the board.
I'm gonna go with. Here's the thing. I would love to sit here and say Lakers all day long. Do I believe they can do it? Yes, I believe they can do it. So I'm gonna give it to you like this. Who I would love to see come out the West would be the Lakers.
Right.
Who may come out the West, maybe the Nuggets. But here's the thing. With the Nuggets coming out the West, then I question, are you ready? Because believe it or not, you really got to be championship ready. Especially depends on who you're playing. Because if they're about to play the Bucks or even the Celtics, then I'm looking at it to be 4-1, 5 and done.
If the Nuggets come out the West, they're gonna be battle tested. Because you're gonna have to either go through the Warriors, or you have to go through the Lakers or the Clippers or the Suns.
Well, here's the thing.
The Nuggets
beat about the Warriors. Draymond gonna get suspended. He's already at the technical foul limit. He's gonna get suspended.
Well, but you got to look at when I say the Warriors, what I'm more leaning on, and I understand that they roll schedule is pathetic. Their road winning percentage is pathetic.
9-30.
However, they're a championship team with championship pedigree, and they got the same players. And Steph, now Clay may be a little slower, and Draymond may be a little slower, but Steph still can shoot the ball. Andrew Wiggins is a monster right now when he come back healthy. You still got some pieces there. That's my thought now. That's my thought.
Why are you saying if Andre Wiggins come back healthy?
Well,
Andrew.
Andrew was hurt, wasn't he?
The man
that was
hurt.
mental. That was there was some
mental health is important than physical health, guys. Mental health.
If he comes back with a mental block, then if he comes with a mental block, it's not going to be that big of a help.
the dude sat down for 2 months because his girl cheated on him.
I mean, Bell, we all
Allegedly.
been there now.
Allegedly.
We all been heartbroken now. Come on now. Come on, Nesby. Come on, Ned. Don't just sit there and be quiet, Gary.
Oh,
We've been heartbroken now.
Let me ask you this. Did you get to say, for 2 months and not go to work?
No, why not? Why not? But his schedule is more flexible than mine. His schedule.
No, I don't want to hear that.
But wait a minute, we may not know the whole story.
Technically, yes, I call it pandemic.
Listen.
Hold on, Gary. Gary.
Do we know the whole story? Is that truly what's kept him out?
No, in fact, that was proven false.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say.
Man, here's the thing.
I mean,
all I know is dude been sitting around here. It ain't nowhere in the world. If it's false, then good job. But if it's the truth, he acting like he the first man in the world cheated on. He know what he
everybody ain't built the same way, sir. Everybody, okay. And you know, women can be a man's downfall.
Let me go this route.
Wait. Ain't you North Carolina fan?
What about it?
I done told you what happened. I done told you because with North Carolina, that's the facts. I told you why North Carolina didn't make tournament.
Yeah, and guess what? They should have sucked it up. And the end, listen, man, let me tell you something. This was getting me. See, this that young stuff. Andrew Wiggins get up every day and brush his teeth and wash his face in that mirror. That dude know he ugly. That dude know what he dealing with. He know what he dealing with. And he know when he look at his girl, he looking at a fine specimen. And he gotta look at her and don't look at himself, but look at his bank account. That is what she's with. She with the bank account. Dude. And so
everybody go through a little heartache though, Bell. You can't. I mean,
first of all, I would like you to not lump me in with Andrew Wiggins. That dude is 28.
Listen.
Okay.
I mean, I tried, Andrew.
Even the
all I know is
North Carolina, they not enough fighting over whoever. That's whoever stuff. If you ain't put no ring on, if it ain't home locked up in the cage, it ain't yours. Listen, you could be mad. Don't get me started. A married man only believe it's his because they married. And last night she said, "I love you." That's the only reason why you believe.
Are we still talking sports? I mean,
yeah.
I'm done, Gary. I'm done.
Hey, there's a lesson to all the sports. Hey, pay attention to your craft. Don't let outside influences.
Okay, fine. Let's bring it back to sports. If you're gonna sit here and tell me a 35-year-old Steph Curry coming off an injury is going to lead them past the number 1 team in the West or the number 2 team in the West, because for some reason the Warriors have a hard time with the Grizzlies, I don't know what to tell you.
He can do it. He can do it. If anybody can do it. Huh?
Did they do it last year?
Yeah. Anybody can do it. The silent assassin can do it now.
You know what? I look at that.
Coming off an injury last year.
The silent assassin can do it now.
He wasn't coming off an injury last year.
I look at 1 through 8 in the West, and I see Grizzlies number 2. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. Whoever playing the Grizzlies at number 2, all you gotta do is be able to get it. What's that? The Giddy? What does they call it? That dance?
The Giddy dance.
If you could do that better than Morant, and then if you can get unorthodox, no skill having Dillard, if you can get him off whatever game he think he got, then guess what? Y'all already done beat them.
So this is my thought, guys.
Looking like it's gonna be us. And I guarantee you, John Morant's gonna come there with a chip on his shoulder going against John Morant's gonna try and dunk on LeBron and AD. And he's gonna get one.
But then what he gonna do? After he dunked twice, now what? Now what? Now we gotta shut down and play basketball. Now what?
Listen, what's gonna happen if you playing ACL?
After he's gonna average 26 and 8.
Hey, I don't think Denver Nuggets get out the second round. I don't think the Grizzlies gonna get out the second round, and I don't think the Kings gonna get out the second round. I
The
think it's
Kings,
gonna
I
come down
agree
to
with
the
you.
Warriors, the Lakers, and the Suns to win in the West. That's my prediction.
You like names.
I'm just saying. I said what I said. I said what I
No,
said.
so
I don't
you
think
like
Denver getting out the West. Denver have not gotten out the West. Denver had not gotten out the second round since Jokic has been in the league.
Had they ever been
I
in the
don't think.
wrong. In fact, wrong.
What they got last year?
They made it to the Western Conference Finals in the bubble, which bring it all the way back to the beginning of the show.
Okay. Since the
To
bubble
bring it back to the
year,
beginning of
okay.
the show, the reason why you think that the whole team is soft is because what happened in the bubble.
No, okay. After the bubble, what he do? The bubble was how long ago?
2 years ago.
What he do last year?
Last year,
He won MVP last year, didn't he? Hold on. Who won MVP last year?
He won it. And you want to know why he won it? Because his Robin and his Batgirl were both injured. He pulled LeBron 2007 that year. Michael Porter Jr. was hurt. Because his 2 and 3 after was hurt.
Right. So this year, second round, the Grizzlies gonna make it the second round.
The last time they were at full strength, they made it to the Western Conference Finals.
I would not have you call the Denver Nuggets, especially Jokic, soft.
What?
He is not soft.
Okay.
He proved that to America when he ran up behind the Morris twin and blindsided him and laid him out. So he proved to you.
So he picked on the little dude, but when Dwight Howard was pumping his chest and smacking him back of the head, he didn't have nothing to say, did he?
Because he couldn't catch him from behind.
Got you. So you got to hit him from behind. Got you.
Marcus Morris ain't no little dude. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
that dude is 6'8" 218.
But he hit him from behind. He hit him from the back.
He got him from behind.
All right, let's switch up a little bit, man. Hey, the NCAA tournaments, it wasn't a bad showing. I don't think it was a bad show. Anybody get watching the level? I don't think it was. You didn't have the household names that you normally want to have, but I don't think it was a bad showing. What you think?
Can we get back to the regular schedule viewing?
Okay. I tried to give it all. You threw me back. Okay. Back over here.
No. Give me the remote. We stand on this channel because the women, like they always do, the women always show it when it comes to February and March. The women show out. If you want to get,
Quentin, I love your enthusiasm. I love your enthusiasm. You give me a minute. I was gonna segue to the women's game. Give me a minute, baby. Give me a minute to set this thing. I'm going to the women's game. Give me a minute.
Bear tried to change it back to TNT. We trying to
talk about the football, the men's team. Anyway, they give we talk about
the men's teams.
Women. As far as the men's competition, I thought it was a good competition for the men's competition. Now we can move on from that. Now let's talk about the women. First of all, I mean, LSU play. I mean, I like Don Staley. They took an L. We move on.
Was she out coach?
No.
I don't think she was out coach, but I think Iowa took away. No. Iowa played to South Carolina weakness, which is the 3-point shot. If South Carolina hits the jumpers, that they beat Iowa because they were packing the paint.
Because South Carolina
I think Iowa. Hold on, I didn't think Iowa beat South Carolina because South Carolina was built differently for them to win because they're built inside out. If I'm not mistaken, and tell me if I'm wrong now, but South Carolina usually win inside out. If you pack the paint and down and you make them perimeter shoot threes and they missing them. So I don't know. I don't think it was our coach.
I asked that question because of this. I kind of got mixed feelings about it.
Okay.
When it comes down to that Carolina and South Carolina and Iowa game. To me, it wasn't that she was out coached. It was just that Dawn made up in her mind, I'm sticking to my guns. This is what we do. This is what we do. I'm not going away from it. This is what has worked. It's got us 36 wins, and this is where we're going. Now, me personally, I wouldn't have never switched to pick and roll. The pick and roll in the middle, I never would have switched that. I never would have. I would have fought, had my big man fight over, stayed there. And
the only time I would have to switch it if Kaylin was killing you on that road. That's the only time I switch it.
My mindset is this. This is my mindset. I'd rather fight through that pick and let Kaylin kill me, beat her man one-on-one, than give them opportunity. Because you're not gonna beat me. You're not gonna beat me if you score 60. One person not gonna beat me scoring 60. You can have the 60 points, but I'm gonna come out of there with the win.
Well, but now the thing with Iowa, now if you watch them girls play, they almost got a two-headed monster. That big girl in the paint was dominating the paint.
Where did the points? Where did it come from?
What's the girl's name?
It came from the roll. It came from the pick and the roll. It came from the screen. My motto is you man up. Everywhere else you man up. You tighten it up. You get tight as screws. But if she's going to get 60, let her get that 60. Yeah. Let America go crazy. Let her go on the Today Show, all the shows she's going to go on because she scored 60 points. Let her go down the record books. She's going to do that. But guess what I'm getting to do? I'm getting to go play for a national championship.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Ned? Where you at? Because I'm with you, Bill. I mean, I also don't think South Carolina was physical enough with her. LSU, everything she came out. Everything's going to think somebody was touching her. Somebody was on her. She was very uncomfortable.
They allowed Iowa to set the tone. Yeah. They didn't come out and set the tone. Iowa set the tone. And when Iowa set the tone of this is how physical we're going to be, then South Carolina coming behind. So everything, since you're coming afterwards, now you turn into you're the follower who usually get tagged and fouls and everything else. The follower. Yeah. Because you didn't set the tone. The tone had to be set. They had to really set the tone. So I'm
I'm coming with what's your thoughts on that? And I also want to come into a little trash talk. Yeah, I find it ironic. It's okay when the girl talking trash by herself. Somebody talking trash to her, we got issues. But go ahead first. Then you quit. I'm gonna go to Gary for then you quit. Go ahead, Nick.
No, I mean I didn't watch the game, so I'm gonna go ahead and bypass that and go to Quint.
What's your thoughts, Quint?
So what I was gonna say is before you get on the trash talking, congratulate LSU on winning the game in the first place.
Yeah,
because it's hard to trash talk when you're losing.
Yeah, well, not really, but yeah.
Well, okay, let me finally say it. It's hard for your trash talk to mean anything when you're losing.
Right.
Here's the thing with my problem. LSU won that championship and you got to give them credit. Right. Because they beat Iowa, you got to give them credit. And I'm going to sound like a real hater right now, and I really don't care. But at the end of the day, I'm just aggravated that Don played that type game because here's the thing. LSU can't beat South Carolina.
No, they cannot. I'm looking at it right now. They lost by 20 when they played.
Yeah, they can't beat South Carolina. So they're sitting in their hotel rooms and they're watching that game and they super over the top excited because LSU knew, and this is Iowa mindset. Iowa will change up their game plan for that one game, and that was South Carolina. Then you go back to the norm. LSU knew, we're going to kill them in the norm. Their game, we're going to beat them. Right. Put our games together, we're going to win. You know that. It's certain things that you just flat out know. Mm-hmm. And I just hate to see that South Carolina kind of fell victim to that.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you a question because just like Don Staley can get away with saying, "This is my program. This is how I want to run it, and this is how we won 36 game on a collegiate level." Do you think that if Sierra was to go to the pro level, that'll play? Or is it all about the W? Or they say, look here, if you don't adjust, if you don't make the proper adjustments, you're out.
If they win, yes. That's how Pop ran.
What about you losing? I mean, no, I'm saying you go ahead.
If that's how Pop ran the organization, ran it down in San Antonio, and he got how many rings under his belt?
But Pop was winning.
Constantly got a chip.
But he got a chip from last
year.
You know what? I gotta go with Quentin.
That's the thing. If you're not winning, then yeah, you gotta change something.
If you're not winning,
but even look at it. When you think about a program, you think of people like, you think of coaches like Dean Smith. He ran an actual program. Coach K, he ran an actual program.
And Coach K do that in the pros.
But my thing, hold on. So you're talking about longevity. So then when I look over into the pros and you look at somebody like Pop, that's longevity. And he don't necessarily get on NBA TV and say my program, but everybody knows it's ran Pop's way. Even as time has changed and the culture has changed in the NBA, it still ran, the Spurs still ran the way Pop want to run it. So it's his program at the end of the day.
Now, the record shows that with Pop too, he ain't changing too much. He ain't doing a whole bunch of winning either. But
you can't name too many more coaches in the NBA ranks that's got a program because they don't have that time. They don't have the that longevity to say it's a program and whatnot.
If you had to choose the top 3 most skilled players in the NBA right now, who would it be?
We just done with the conversation?
Nah, we ain't done with it. Go back, Ken.
We'll go back to a quiz. You gotta be patient in these podcasts, man. Hey man. I try to give you the people a little bit of variety. But you can. I tell you what, you run it. You. Well, we'll follow you, sir. You got it. You got it. What else we're talking about the women's team?
Wait, look at me. I am the captain now. Did anyone watch LSU? Did anyone actually watch LSU versus Iowa? Because I caught the fourth quarter of that game. Did anyone actually watch LSU versus Iowa?
I watched the game. Yes. Probably one of the better games in the tournament.
I didn't get to watch all of it. I caught the whole fourth quarter. They were showing it in the cast. They was doing what y'all are saying South Carolina should have done, and that was bully this girl who's actually not as small. That girl is 6 foot. She looks small on the court, but she's 6 foot. They did not make it easy for her. She actually had 30 points because she's a walking 30. She's a walking triple double, really. But they didn't make it easy for her.
She had 40, then 40, then 30.
But here's the thing.
And this one it was off 9 and 22. So this 30 was not an easy 30. This was you're going to work for this 30 and it's still not going to be enough.
Bear, I think girl, as nice as everybody's trying to make her now in the media, meaning Caitlin, I think the vibe she gave me, not just in the South Carolina game, I think 2 games in the final 16, in the 16, in Sweet 16, period, on to the finals. The vibe she gave me was a Christian Laettner vibe. Very arrogant, not likable. I just did not like the vibe. So it became more or less, I wanted to see her lose. It was like, get out of here. Now, can she go? Oh, the girl can go. You can't take that from her. She can go hands down. But was I dying to see her? Nah, I was ready for her to go. And I
see it differently. I see it as like, Dad, what you always tell me when it's time to go out and play football? Gotta hit a switch. When she gets on the court, a switch hits where she's not your friend. She is what y'all want NBA players to be now. On the court, I'm not your friend. I'm gonna put 30 on you, and I'm gonna tell you I'm putting 30 on you. Off the court, when we go to the after party after I won, hey, we cool after I won. But on the court, no, get off my court. This is my court. Hold this 31. What she scored? She had a 40 and 20 game at some point, didn't she? Like on the court, she is I'm not your friend. Off the court, she is I do not want to go to the White House because I didn't win.
Well, first of all, she should have never got invited to the White House because there was a loser. Second of all, one thing we always talk about is footage and film. She still got another year and an hour. Let her get you walk that gauntlet next season.
Actually, I don't think she's a junior. I think she can go to the draft. I think
she can't. But here's the thing. I was just gonna say that, Hank. You know, she got a whole nother year. So now it's not teams not gearing up just to play an hour.
Right.
Now it's like people got a point to prove. Now it's like, okay, let's go prove this point. And then even besides that, you know, one thing about those leagues, whether it's the NFL, whether it's the NBA, the WNBA, they sitting around looking at what's up and coming. And those grown people got pride. And at the end of the day, I just feel like when she walk into an WNBA practice, let alone a regular season game or a game type game period, she's a target now, and everybody got something to prove.
I agree. What do you think about Nesbitt? What do you think, Nesbitt? Get you in there. You be quiet over there. What you thinking?
Like I said, I didn't watch much of it. I agree with you. I don't know why we're inviting the runner-ups to the White House now, but other than that, I really don't got a comment for this segment.
All right, Q, what you got for this segment?
Let's enough of the loser. Hey, Caitlin knows she lost. Enough of the loser. Let's talk about the winner. LSU. They won. They luckily they didn't go against their boogeyman. They dodged. Well, they didn't dodge. Iowa took care of their boogeyman for them, and they said, "Thank you, Iowa, for beating South Carolina. We're gonna put up 102." First off, what women's college basketball game do you know where teams put up 100 points?
They had that transfer girl that shot like 5 threes. She transferred from somewhere. They have a veteran team over there, and that coach ain't no slouch.
But you know what?
LSU went
that was part of my
34
problem.
and 2.
Huh?
That was part of my problem in winning. I didn't want them to win because of that. Because of Mocha. I felt like no, she can coach her butt off. So won't let me I don't want to seem like I'm hating that. I just didn't like her comments when old girl was in prison, being her last college coach, and you really swept it under the rug. I didn't like it. I felt like, yo, bro, this girl, that's shady. She gave you all this time in college. She was a young lady, didn't have to give you that time. You got a national championship with her name on it. And you really swept it up under the rug like that's not a concern of mine and whatnot.
Right.
Even if she had a real strong feeling about it, I felt like she could have at least taken the high road and said something nice. But she chose not to even do that much. So that was one of my problems. And then old girl, I can't think of her name now. Number 10. Watching her all season long, I felt like it's more about glamour, it's more about TikTok. I still feel like it's a lot about glamour, it's a lot about TikTok. But the girl can play. She can play. She can play basketball. But I ain't big on all that junk, even that Ja Morant doing all that. I'm just an old-fashioned basketball player. Let's get back to that and whatnot. Now, with her,
trash talking is fine, but when you blow it out, to play. When
it got to the you can't see me and waving in her face, I felt like I found another respect for her because I felt like she reached back and said, "Hey, this is for the young ladies that you disrespected. That wasn't cool. So you can't see me." And you know, it wasn't her fight to take up, or not necessarily to say fight, but it's like she took it upon her to say, didn't you just do this a couple of games ago or whatever? Well, check this out. How does it feel? Because it don't feel good. And I know they didn't like it. So I kind of appreciated that in this sense.
All right, man. We're gonna let me add this question. We're gonna do a round table. We're gonna get out of here. We've been on a little while. Do you think, huh?
I said it right. I said okay. That's okay.
Do you think the modern day athlete still respect the opportunity they have to go play at that level, or is it just like you said, they don't think about the opportunity, they more think about the lights and the social media? Who was the football player that I can't remember the football player that came from Ohio State that went to Washington and then fired him on the way home? He was the one that passed. He got killed. I can't think the guy's there on top of my head.
Dwayne Haskins.
He's
Dwayne Haskins.
One of the knocks was he's more worried about getting his likes and following up on social media and all the other stuff versus putting in the work and putting in the work and perfecting his craft. Do you guys find that that's more regular now, or you see guys respecting the craft more? Let's go with you, G.
You know, I think it's been a huge change, because I think these guys get so much so early in their careers. I think they are spoiled from little league to high school to college, and then by the time they make it to the pros, it's taken for granted. It's like I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be making all this money. But there was nothing else in the plan for me, and I think they take it for granted. And I think it's different where you had people fighting for an opportunity just to play the game, or just to have the love of the game. So I do think that because now people get so spoiled so early in the process, by the time they get to the pro level, I just don't think they appreciate it anymore.
Respond, B.
Oh, I agree. I think the difference now is even looking back over the years, kids are spoiled, and they go hard. What they know is, in order for me to get good, to be one of the best, I got to have a training. So kids don't mind the training aspect of it to a point. And that point is, once they feel like they've arrived, then they take things into their own hand. And then that's when you see the drop off. That's when you see the decline and whatnot. Where with us, it was the reverse. Shoot, our skills came from, we got our butts up every day, went out there in the hot sun, got on the court. And
yes,
that was our training.
Yes,
and, whether it was a court or a football field, that's who trained us.
That's
what we got it for. It was like sheer desire. And then once we got to a place where a coach was saying, well, I think you got it, and we started to move levels, then that's when we got training. We didn't start out that way. We started out on our own. And I just think now kids are just, it's like once we've arrived, why do I have to pay attention? Why do I have to listen?
What do you think about that, kid? What's your thoughts? We can keep it pushing to it. Do you have a different take on it, or that's kind of what you agree with everybody else?
Oh, I do have a different take. In fact, I think y'all age is starting to show, because the reason you see it's on social media, the reason y'all see everything is because social media is a thing. I'm pretty sure if social media was a thing back then, you would see a lot more of what Michael Jordan was doing in those gambling rooms.
I think you missed the question.
Hold
on, I think you missed the question. I don't think. I mean, I use social media as an example. So I guess because back then we didn't have social media. But we still had prima donnas who didn't look at the game.
Correct.
They would look at the
I am looking at a photo right now of Magic Johnson in a bright yellow fur coat alongside Jack Nicholson, Mike Tyson, and Eddie Murphy. This is something Kyle Kuzma will wear today.
But Magic different. Magic got the first long-term contract. Now he would get paid $1 million a year for like 10 years or something crazy. he won the first with that long contract. So that's a little. when I
Okay, fine. Let's talk about.
no, you missed the point though,
Dennis
Quinn.
Rodman. Let's talk about that. What I'm saying is there were people who were more worried about likes than basketball or sports back then. The thing is, you didn't see it back then because they weren't that accessible back then. You didn't know what they were doing almost every second of every day because there wasn't Twitter, there wasn't Facebook, there wasn't cameras everywhere where everyone had a camera to say, I just saw so and so at the club tonight. There wasn't cameras like that, so you wouldn't know. Now I
Is that
will
good or
say
bad?
because
Is
of
that good
social
or bad
media,
though? Is that
I
good or
think
bad?
for professionals who don't know how to handle social media, it's bad because then you get John Morant with a gun. You get the issue. Anthony Edwards had at the beginning of the season. You get us knowing what happened in North Carolina's locker room. You get things like this getting blown with. You get Angel Reese on a podcast with Brandon Marshall talking about the first lady. That wouldn't happen back then.
Right, but so I'm asking Gary B. Do
So
you
because
think?
because the camera everywhere, it looks like that, but they're still professionals. It looks that way because there's cameras everywhere, but they're still professionals. They still get paid to play basketball.
Okay, now do you other guys? Do you think social media ruined sports? Was it a bad thing with not having it back then, or is it a good thing having it today? What you guys think? So as far as being able to assess everything on us and instantly, is that good or bad?
I think if social media was
Let's get
around
my
back
answer
then,
to the
y'all
topic.
would not like.
But let's get Barry in it. What you think, Barry? Is that good or bad? To have the meter in the line. Is that a positive or a negative? Then we'll go with G.
To be honest, I think it could be it could go either way. And what I mean by that is the good thing about that is you're actually able to show kids that's actually younger and involved in social media that I am working, that I'm putting in the work that's affording me to be a professional and to be at the top of my craft. That's the positive aspect. But then the negative aspect is everything else that follows. The stuff that you're not posting, the stuff where you're in the club and you're showing you're behind in the club and you're popping bottles and all this and that. I think that's the decline part of it. That's the side of it where kids see, and it becomes more of a fantasy and whatnot. Quentin brought up Magic and all that. I'm a huge Magic Johnson fan, and I'll be the first one to say, hey, you're looking at a 19-year-old kid, left Michigan, went to LA, shock of his world, and it just came out a little while ago that for like the first 2 years, he really never left his apartment because he was so much in the shell shock. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. But because he shows up in a yellow fur or whatever, doesn't mean that he's not at the top of his craft. You're still talking about that same 19-year-old kid that went out and won an NBA championship. Not only did he win an NBA championship, he scored a triple-double, and he was the MVP of the finals. I mean, still. So, I mean, that type of stuff. I don't think the work ethic, and we could debate this all night long, the work ethic from the 90s back, I'm almost willing to say kids in 2000 they can't compare. They can't
That's
compare.
because according to folklore, a lot of them are on cocaine.
All right. Well, I think also the training may be a little different too. I mean, I don't think they throw the weights up the way they do what we did back in the day. They didn't do more of the restricted training. Gary, you get the last word, sir. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up for the day. Hey guys,
Hey, let my man speak, man.
Nah,
okay,
he
I'm sorry.
frozen. He is
Quentin, what you got?
frozen.
Huh?
Yeah,
I'm about
you
to, he is
froze.
frozen. Yeah, he frozen. If
Oh, you going with?
I'll take his last word. If
All right, yeah, you get after you, Q, we get Gary the last word. He unfrozen now. Go ahead, Q. Go ahead, Q.
last word, nothing about basketball. It's about what's going on in my neck where it's wrestling. Vince McMahon done sold WWE. None of us thought he would sell it ever. We thought Vince would go down with the ship. No, Vince got caught up with some stuff. So he said, I'm going to sell it to Endeavor. For those who don't know, Endeavor also owns UFC. But with Vince selling to Endeavor, Vince is now literally second in command of that whole umbrella. So it goes the owner of Endeavor, I don't know who it is, his name's slipping me. Then Vince is second in command. Then there's someone else, and then Dana is fourth. There's a world where Vince McMahon can say, "Hey, I have this idea for UFC," and Dana can say, "Well, I don't want to do that," and the owner can say, "Well, Vince is second in command. Vince higher up. Vince is a higher up."
One thing
That's
about
a
Vince
gift and a
McMahon,
curse. That's a
love
gift
him,
and a curse. Because
love
I
him
mean,
or hate him.
UFC. Mm-hmm. Go ahead,
Love
love
him
him
or
or hate him.
hate him, he's an astute businessman. You better believe that. All right, guys, what a great show. Gary, you give me the last word again, buddy.
So just to summarize a couple of things, I do believe that the training back in the day is different than the training nowadays, but I believe it's because of the science. I think back then the science wasn't there, so people were just out there working hard. Now they can work smarter, and so I think that's a difference you may see in some of the work ethics. And then also going back to the social media thing, I think it's good and bad. I think social media has opened up another platform for people to generate more income through social media. But then also you've seen a lot more athletes be taken down by social media. Before it was like it was alleged, and now it's like, oh no, it's not alleged. We got it right here on film to show everybody, and we're gonna let the news people get it first. We're gonna go ahead and leak it. So I think there's good and bad to social media, and I think the work ethic may still be the same, but I think with technology, people are able to work differently and see better results.
30 seconds, Q.
That's it.
If social media was around back in the day, Karl Malone would not be a Hall of Famer. He wouldn't have all the points because they would have found out, oh, you did what with who? And instead of it kind of being swept under the rug, no news outlets talking about it, it would have been everybody would have found out instead of us finding out later. And some people still not even knowing what Karl Malone did.
Well,
I
sir,
didn't know Karl Malone, the son that he had with the girl. I didn't know that dude played in the NFL until recently.
Well, I mean, right. So you may want to go back. Hey, for those who don't know the old heads of basketball, the Karl Malones, the Kevin Garnett's, go back and do your research and see what's going on with those guys putting in work. Hey, guys, this is Over the Top Podcast Sports. May your next move be the game changer. Peace.
Peace.
Did it stop?
Hit
No.
the end button. I can only post